Hello there. I'm Scotty. You're not. It's finally, time to talk about the Black Phone 2. Yes, I wanted to see this all year, even though my expectations went down, a little bit. This is another one. I've kind of had this feeling over the past several years. A movie will come out and be a big hit, and I'd be like, cool, that was a good horror movie. And then, like, oh, we want to make a sequel. Do we really need to? Do we really need to? And sometimes I'm like, if you do it right, it'll work. Great example. Don't Breathe. That came out, it was a hit, and it was like, oh, we're going to do a sequel. I'm like, okay. Okay, if you do it right. And they decided in that sequel to, hey, let's make you sympathize with the dude who rapes women. No. That's a bad idea. That's no. And even then, they couldn't even commit to the ending of that movie, where it's like, oh, he died. Okay, now he's still alive because he's petting his puppy at the end or whatever. Petting his puppy makes it sound weird. He's petting his dog. In the end, I didn't. So it's one of those cases, like with that, and even Smile to an extent, where it's like Smile came out and was a hit. Oh, we're gonna make a sequel. And I've said this. I said this when Nobody was announced they were making a sequel to that one. Though that one proved me wrong. I liked it. Nobody too better than the first one, But I was just like, not everything needs a sequel. And I've never understand this. People try to make me understand this. Why can't we just have a movie come out, be good, and not try to force sequels out? I know a lot of the things, well, Scotty, that's how it works. You make a movie, it's good, you get a sequel. Cool. But I think we've proved not everything deserves a sequel. The Nun. Need I say more? I know some people really like The Nun too. I don't. I was like, this is the most unnecessary shit. I watched it twice, and I couldn't tell you dick about that movie. I'm serious. I watched it twice. Couldn't tell you. At all. Something Frenchy. It doesn't even make sense that would have a sequel, because that movie set up the first Conjuring perfectly, and now you have set up, because now we know whatever they do to fight the nun doesn't matter, because we know it's not gone. It's like when they announced they're going to do a spin-off with the nun. It's like, and it's going to take place before Conjuring 2, obviously, and it's like, but there's what kind of suspense is there in this movie when there's no, right? There's no, nothing. There's no. We know, hello. We know that the nun it isn't gonna die or be stopped there. We know that they won't get stopped till he messes, it, whatever, messes with the Warrens. So, right? And there's even some bad movies that get sequels, like Ouija. There's a prequel, but it's better than, I guess it made enough money. And Curse of La Llorona's getting a sequel. Why? That is literally the worst thing in the Conjuring franchise. Why does it? I remember less about that one than I do about the Nun 2. Linda Cardellini in a bathtub. Not that way. Something about drowning kids in a bathtub. Is that how that goes? Linda Cardellini is there. Her kids. I don't know. And the priest from Annabelle is in it. So it connects to this. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway. Yeah, so I'm just like, not every movie needs a sequel. So there's this, The Black Phone, which in its own right didn't feel like it needed a sequel. It's like, well, we want to do a sequel. We're going to bring Ethan Hawke back. Dad, D-E-A-D, Dad, Finney killed the fuck out of him in the end of the last movie. Oh, it's okay. We're going to rip off A Nightmare on Elm Street and make him like Freddy Krueger. How about you just have Scott Derrickson direct a fucking Nightmare on Elm Street movie instead? There's an idea. Because everyone is just, who are fans, Nightmare on Elm Street fans, Freddy fans, they want a new one. But for some reason, we can't get a new one. But we do this. that I'm not kidding you. Half the time I couldn't make sense of why this chick keeps falling asleep. Like, cause it's all about her dreams, right? But like, and they do try to extend it. He's like, this isn't a dream. I'm doing this. It's like, okay, so that explains at the end when you have to have all those things and he's doing it. Yeah, sure. But like, I don't know. It's like Alice's stuff in the fourth one where it's like she's a daydreamer, so it affects her there. That's what they try to explain. In the next one, it's the baby's dreams, and the babies in the womb, they sleep most of the time, so that's how. But here it's just like, oh, she keeps having these dreams out of nowhere. And they included a twist, which I called as soon as they set up a certain connection. I'm like, oh, this is what happened. And sure as shit, that's what they revealed. And I'm like, yeah, of course. Duh. And unlike certain things that are planned out, this was a complete and total retcon. I guarantee. They were writing this and went, hey, what if this happened? Okay. And it's just like, now, I didn't hate this movie by any means. I thought it was well done. I like Scott Derrickson's work. Except for Hellraiser Inferno, that movie can burn in hell. If you've seen the movie, you know that's quite appropriate. But I like Sinister. I like this. Doctor Strange is real good. I like the first one of this. I did like this movie, but it just, I don't know. I just sat there watching this. I'm like, yeah, this is right Nightmare on Elm Street. So why couldn't Scott Derrickson just direct Nightmare on Elm Street? That'd be pretty good. Hell, cast Ethan Hawke as Freddy Krueger. I know some people might not like that. Some people say Kevin Bacon, and some people might want a younger actor. But it could work. But we got this. And it takes place in 1982. And we actually start with someone who I thought was the sister. Gwen, I thought it was her answering this phone. We've seen all the trailers. It's a random ass payphone on ice or somewhere. And she's talking to someone. We don't hear the other side of the conversation. Because if we did, it'd be spoilers. So she's talking to someone and I'm like, is that the daughter? I'm like, is that the sister? Wow, she looks a lot like Anna Laurie. Come to find out, it's not the sister. It is Anna Laurie, and it's a different character altogether. I'm like, oh, okay. Then I guess that is how you pronounce her name. That's not how it's spelled in any way, shape, or form, but that's because Anna would be with one N, and Laurie, you'd have like a I-E or something. What? Like Peter Lorre? How do they spell his last name? I don't know. But anyway. It doesn't matter how he spelled it. Anyway, yes, it is Peter Lorre. I'm old. Anyway, so this turns out to be one of Gwen's dreams, and we just smash cut to Finney beating the shit out of his kid for no real reason, really. And they try to give a reason, like, oh, he came up to me and he's like, hey, I heard you the kid that took down the grabber. And then, like, he said something like to the effect of, you don't look like that, you don't look that tough or something, and he beat the shit out of him. Like, okay. And I guess this is supposed to be like an allegory for the dad. Because, like, in the first one, the dad, he was drinking beer and he was beating his kids or whatever. And then, like, now it's like, oh, he's smoking weed, which has completely different effects than alcohol. Even if you are in a certain state, that stuff makes you laid back. It doesn't make you angry. There's also a scene, and I'm going to talk about it now, later, where they call out his weed smoking, and it's just like, it feels like someone was like, well, this is 1982. And they weren't as accepting of weed back then, so we gotta have a big talking scene about this. And at this point in the movie, I'm just like, this is not the time to talk about this. Well, we'll get to it a bit. So she's having the nightmares again, and it connects to this camp. So she's got like a new kind of love interest guy in Ernesto, who is the younger brother of, I'm trying to remember his name. I had it, Robin, but it's played by the same actor, so it's a little. I want to say it's distracting, but I couldn't tell until I looked it up on Wikipedia. So, it's the same guy. I didn't know that. You know. And so there's like he wants to take her to a concert, to a Duran Duran concert in 1982. But she keeps getting these visions of this camp. It's like a winter camp. And so she decides she wants to go there, but the other two, the dad and Vinny, are like, no. But then she's going to go there with Ernesto. Ernesto the Besto. Punch stuff! That's what you need to do. Ernesto the Besto. You need to play that punch stuff on Vinny's punch stuff. I want to punch stuff. I want to punch stuff. I want to punch, bam, boom, slam, kick. Yeah. Also, Finney sleepwalked, or she sleepwalked, to the Grabber's old house. And we get a cameo from the late James Ransone. And I went, oh man, I didn't know he was going to be in this, because his character died. And I was just like, oh. And the last one, you know. And like, that's one of the things the Grabber on the phone says is, you made me kill my brother. Like, no, you made that decision. It's like, yeah, he found out about you, but you're the one who decided, oh, I have to kill him. Right? It's not like you could just let it go. That's your decision. No one made you do anything. But, yeah, so they go to this camp. This is where the flashbacks reveal she has a dream where she's talking, and it's the other side of the conversation that the woman had. And this is where it's revealed that Anna Laurie's character dealing with this is the mom. I'm like, oh. So this happened. I won't get to it yet. To reveal. I'm like, oh, so this happened. And I know it's right. I was like, as soon as they revealed this, I'm just like, yeah. It's kind of obvious. So, but they take way too long to reveal it. Way too long. So they get there and they find that Damien Bricquier, speaking of the nun, is there, and he is managing this place. And there's some sort of connection here with the Grabber. So they try to explain it. I don't think they... I've heard people say that they don't explain anything. They do. It's just not... like... So there were 3 bodies, 3 kids that were killed at the camp. It's revealed that the Grabber is the one, they call him Wild Bill Hickok, is the one who killed them, and they couldn't find their bodies. So his ghost form is connected to these bodies. He's feeding off them like Freddy with the souls. Soul food. Yeah, that. I don't know why I just did the Texas Chainsaw Massacre sound. That's what's on. No, just, you know. But, like, okay, they're really going for it. That's what he's feeding off these. Okay. So they have to find the bodies. And, of course, you got to have, like, it takes a while. They convince Damien Bricquier, Mondo. They convince Mondo, but then the other 2, this bitch named Barbara and this other dude are like, no, I do like reaction, because, like, she doesn't like that Gwen keeps using bad language and then when Fiddy's first, she's like, what is wrong with this family? Something like that. But, like, yeah, eventually they do, you know. And then there's the dad who's left behind. Because, like I said, it was supposed to be her and her would-be boyfriend. And then he's like, oh, damn it. And goes with them, which doesn't make sense. And then dad's like, good. You can keep an eye on her. Keep her safe. And he's like, do me a favor, don't drink. He's like, I've been sober 3 years, and you get back, I'll have my 3-year chip. And I'm like, I waited for him to go right to the fridge, but he doesn't. He doesn't. He decides, I'm going to do what I can to help my kids because there's a snowstorm. So he calls his friend who runs a snowplow business. And he does meet them up there. But it's here, during this scene, that they decide we got to hash out the weed situation. Because there's a scene earlier where he goes outside, he's smoking the weed, and she's like, I'm not going to yell at you for it. You know, it's a way to cope. I get it. Yeah, alcohol, all that stuff. But it's here that she's like, you use alcohol to cope, and he's doing the same thing, and you ignore it. I know you could smell it on him when he's in the house or comes in from outside. Like, this is now not the time. This is almost right before the climax, and this is just not. And again, it feels like someone wrote, we have to have someone yelling at them for smoking weed. Yelling at him for smoking weed. Because it's 1982 and it wasn't as accepted. And the fact that she was late, she was okay with it earlier. Which just kind of doesn't make this whole thing make sense. She just kind of lashes out on him now. And then the dad was kind of ignoring it. It was just like, I'd be like, if the dad isn't saying anything, then it's not a big deal. And that's coming from a 2025 point of view where it's just so laid back. Now it's like, whatever. Smoke weed. Do it. I don't care. It's not as bad as some of the other drugs you could be doing. I said it. But don't do it till you're 18. I think that's the point. He's not 18 yet here, but don't do it till you're 18. I think he's like 15, 16. It's supposed to be. Mason Thames is 18, but still. The character is not. Anyway. So they're still trying to find the bodies, and Mondo does find one, and I have to find the others. But before we get to all that, we have a dream sequence where it is revealed that the grabber killed their mother. Oh, no, this cannot be true. Oh, no shit. As soon as they revealed that the mother had a connection to this camp, that the grabber somehow also connected to her, I went, so he killed her, right? They're going to retcon her smooshmide into he killed her. Sure as shit. They do. They come in, like, he kills her, and then he hung her. I don't care how it's supposed to be pronounced. Hanged sounds wrong. Hung. He hung her up, and the dad found her when Gwen tries to tell him, he's like, no, what, huh? And it's revealed, and then she reveals the words that he said, and he's like, oh, shit. Like, that is what happened. And so it's like, now we have a reason for this. And so they do find the other two bodies. I'm assuming they do, because he beats the shit out of the grabber. And I do like it when he's smashing his head and you get the gore. But when they decide to show what the other people are seeing, and it's just him going, I'm just like, why do we need to see that point of view? We don't need to see the other people's point of view. Because it looks stupid. It looks like they had a CGI image and forgot to put it in, is what it looks like. You should... I just hurt my shoulder. I don't think we needed to see that part. No. But they do defeat him. For now, there's got to be another way to bring him back, right? They'll find a way. But yeah. Scott Derrickson has said that they want to do a third one, but they want to make the story right. Okay, sure. Could work. But yeah, and like Gwen gets her boyfriend and everything's a little more happy. They're going to leave now. And Mondo gets to actually call the parents of the children who went missing and tell them that they finally found them. It's a little bit too late, but I think it works. And Gwen even gets to have one less conversation with her mom. Kind of have a, closure. That's the word. Have some closure. So yeah, I'll definitely give this a middle of the road. It's not bad, but if you didn't do another one and just kept it at the ending of the first one, I think it would be fine. But no, I don't hate it. I don't know. It does also feel like once the twist is revealed, it's like, so was that the first thing you came up with, right? Where it's like, well, what do you do for a sequel? What if she didn't commit Shmushmide, and instead the grabber killed her and made it look like one, a Shmushmide? And then just sort of wrote the rest of the movie around it. Hey, what if the killer, how we bring the killer back? He's dead. There's a supernatural. What if he's like Freddy Krueger? And I thought of that. It was like Freddy Krueger. But did he need to only show up in Gwen's dreams? And Finn's dreams? Like, he's a ghost. Like, in the first one, all the ghosts that we're calling weren't in dreams. Maybe for Finn, he wasn't dreams. But it's like, why was it so? Because we wanted to draw that comparison to Freddy Krueger? Sure. I don't know. But it's the middle of the road. I did like Jeremy Davies better in this one because he's not an abusive asshole. And I was hoping they wouldn't just have him go back to drinking when they left. And he didn't. He did actually have him do something. So that's cool. But yeah, so what are your thoughts on Black Phone 2? Let me comment below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm Sky, and I'll see you in the next one.